All right, good evening, everyone. At this time, I will call to order the March 10th, 2026 regular meeting of the School Board of Charlotte County. Here in Charlotte County, we will achieve our vision of success for all through our mission to educate, inspire, and support all students to build stronger communities. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. And thank you for that. Mr. Superintendent, are there any additions or corrections to the agenda?
We have one tonight, Mr. Chair. Under item F6, Personnel Action Supplements and Job Descriptions, there are 3 additional job descriptions.
All right.
Move the addition of F6.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the additions as stated by the superintendent. Any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. And the motion passes. Mr. Superintendent, reports.
Tonight, we had scheduled our Teacher of the Year, Miss Becky Mendelson. However, she's unable to make it tonight, so we will have to reschedule tonight's report for a future date.
All right, and thank you, Mr. Superintendent, for that. Ms. Carey, Mr. McCarthy, any additional citizens wishing to address the board? No? All right, citizen input is vital to improving our school district. Oh, I'll continue. And we value your contributions. Citizen comments will be heard at the beginning of the meeting before any agenda items are addressed. While board members and the superintendent typically do not respond during the meeting, your remarks will be carefully reviewed and follow-up will be provided when appropriate. Please include your phone number on your comment card. We ask that all comments be respectful and decorum must be maintained. Disruptions such as clapping, yelling, or loud conversations are not permitted, and warnings will be issued for disruptions, and continued issues may result in removal. Thank you for helping us improve our schools. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. And speakers, as you come up, please state your name and the county of record. Thank you. So our first speaker for tonight is Gina Morello, please. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Superintendent Vianello and members of the board. My name is Gina Morella, and I am a parent, teacher, community member, and I represent our local teachers union, Charlotte FEA, in the district. I'd like to start by expressing my sincere gratitude for your service. We often hear about the challenges in education, but we don't say thank you enough for the long hours you spend navigating complex budgets and policies. To our superintendent, thank you for your steady hand and for keeping our students' success at the center of every conversation. To the board, thank you for being the bridge between the schools and our community. As we look toward the future of our district, I must address the serious concerns surrounding SB 1296. This legislation, which recently moved forward in the state legislature, threatens the very stability of our schools. For our teachers and staff, SB 1296 introduces restrictive new voting thresholds for union recertification, essentially treating non-vote as a no vote. This makes it significantly harder for our educators to maintain their collective voice. It also restricts release time for union representatives, time that is vital for resolving classroom issues quickly and professionally. For our students, the impact is indirect but profound. When we weaken the rights and voices of our educators, we accelerate burnout and increase vacancies. Students thrive when they have stable, supported, and secure teachers in front of them. If this bill passes, we risk a revolving door of staff that disrupts the learning environment and the safe place that school provides for so many of our children. Finally, I want to speak to the upcoming bargaining session in just a few weeks. These negotiations are about more than just numbers on a page. They are a reflection of how we value the human beings we dedicate their lives to our teachers, to our children. I go as I go into this season with a heavy heart, I am hopeful we have the opportunity to show our staff that even while state-level policies like SB 1296 create hurdles, this district remains a place of respect and collaboration. I urge both sides to come to the table with empathy. Let's remember that our teachers' working conditions are our students' learning conditions. Let's reach an agreement that honors the expertise of our staff and ensures our schools remain the heart of the community. Thank you for your time and commitment to our children.
And thank you, Gina. Next up, we have Jeff Lustig, please. Good evening, Jeff.
Good evening. I wanted to talk about community, that how special that choral performance was, that they'll always have their community within the choir, community within their church or synagogue, and within the school. Being able to perform is such an important part of being a good citizen. To be able to speak out in front and present oneself is very, very important. Being able to talk to all individuals whenever you have a transaction is very meaningful for people, because you learn so much about your community. Like, for instance, I was talking to a young girl, and she mentioned that her mom worked for CTC, and that's Amanda Fox, who is your specialist mechanical engineer in one of your great CTC programs. It allows young people to get a career. You're in enrollment, enlistment, and sorry, I forgot the last one, but allows people to have meaningful jobs and being able to support themselves. You have to start early, though. In 5th grade, I started the long procedure to get my son a job as being a nurse. He had special needs, a 5041 plan, and that allowed him to get great success within the community and allow him to have a middle-class lifestyle, that he can afford a house by himself and a job. Instead of being a drain on the community, he's now paying $20,000 a year in taxes, and he's very proud of that. He said, for the money that you allowed me to have in Bright Futures and Pell Grants, I was able to pay back within 1 year of being in the workforce. And instead of being a drag on the economy, I can now support it. As a parent, there's no much happier thing than be able to see your child be independent and successful and happy. I want to commend the board and the superintendent especially for being so able to listen and to act on suggestions that I've had, that I could be your eyes and ears to make life better for our community. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Jeff. Next up, we have Myrna Cherry, please. Good evening. Well, that's not good.
Hi, Myrna Cherry, Charlotte County. Or address, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, so I come to you again tonight on behalf of LULAC, the League of United Latin American Citizens, and to discuss the possible invasion of ICE into our school classrooms. We were recently at a meeting with Superintendent Vianello and discussed many things, including ICE in our schools. Of course, LULAC has taken a strong position against ICE in our schools, and that topic was discussed at that meeting we had. The administrators seemed clearly unhappy to have ICE in our classrooms, but they seemed to dwell on the idea that they were going to follow the law. So if you know, I investigated the law of Florida state law regarding the role of districts and children and the responsibility of a district to take care of the children, to decide what is safe for the children. And you have that responsibility to provide a safe environment for the children. Also to Yeah, and the implication here is that the districts actually have the authority to manage threats if they exist, and to decide, is there a threat or is there not a threat? Certainly, we don't see that our children, non-English speaking children, are a threat in terms of physical violence. They don't carry guns. I mean, that's what I think the statute is talking about, and those children are not violent, and they're not criminals. So on behalf of the children of Charlotte County children who do not speak English, I urge you to use current Florida law that does clearly give you the authority to decide whether or not these children are a threat. And I urge you to think about that you do have that power, that you all are not powerless in this situation that is pretty ominous. I think that maybe all of us would agree to that. So I know that the topic is difficult for you. It's difficult for me because I want justice for my people, for your people, for all people. And I've devoted a lifetime to this. And I think that it is really appropriate for all of us to address this issue with sanity and to rely on strength from the statute, the current statute. It is there for us not to permit agents into the school to arrest children who have not committed a crime. Crossing the border is not a criminal offense. It's a misdemeanor.
Thank you, Myrna.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Next up, we have Richard Patrick, please. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Richard Patrick. I live in Port Charlotte. Vice President of the Charlotte County branch of the NAACP, board member of LULAC, Vice President of the Social Justice Alliance of the Florida Sun Coast. Today, there are lots of things swirling around regarding incivility. When we send our kids to school, we, as Myrna just suggested, want to make sure that they have an environment where they can learn, where they can be safe, and where they can fulfill their potential. There's been a lot of talk about bullying and incivility in schools. Parallel to that, there's also been talk about DEI. And just before we came here, I thought, DEI. Let me pull out the statistics here for our August school district. 64.9% white, 8.3% black, 18.6% Latino, et cetera, et cetera. And as our kids come to school, oftentimes those differences are accentuated. And what we'd like to see in the organizations to which I belong is to make sure that those differences do not end up causing a situation where these kids feel somehow abandoned, threatened, harassed, or abused. In the school system, again, we have the responsibility to make sure that our kids are looked after. ICE coming into schools is just one of the many things that we are concerned about. But the others have to do with making sure that in this era where anything that talks about diversity, equity, and inclusion suddenly becomes taboo from the standpoint of allowing situations to evolve where kids, because of their differences, are suddenly feel to be put upon. So I would urge this board to continue to be vigilant, to continue to insist that the teachers and all administrators make sure that our kids who are non-majoritarian, Latino, Black, Asian Pacific, continue to have an environment where they can thrive, where they can feel appreciated, and where they do not have to feel as if they're under pressure to conform to things that they don't believe in. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. All right, we'll move on. All right, Mr. Superintendent, the consent agenda is next, please.
We have 9 routine items on the consent agenda, which were reviewed in our individual meetings, and I am recommending approval of tonight's consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any board discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. And the motion passes. Mr. Superintendent, the action agenda and the first item is the annual audit, please.
It is. Purvis Gray Certified Public Accountants have completed the annual audit of the internal accounts for year ending June 30th, 2025. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Pierce Hogan to the podium to present a summary of the report.
Good evening. Pleasure to be with all of you.
Good evening.
Like the superintendent said, my name is Pierce Hogan. I'm a senior audit manager with Purvis Gray. Here with me tonight is Tiffany Mangold. She's the audit partner on the engagement as well as the audit partner on the audit of your district-wide financial statements and non-auditor general years. New face here before you. Your predecessor auditor retired last year and closed their firm, and already doing the district-wide financial statement audit, we were able to expand the scope of services with your district, and we're very appreciative of that. We've always had a great relationship with your team here, specifically Marcus and Janice. And so we're grateful to be able to spend a little bit more time here with you and do that. And while I'm on that topic, also, as we get into it, a special thanks to all the bookkeepers and principals that assisted in this. Everybody has a job to do day-to-day normally, and then when the auditors come in, they have a second. And so we understand that's a big burden on them, and so we're really appreciative of that. So we're here to present the school internal accounts audit. A little bit about what we did. So an audit is typically relies heavily on sampling, and that was no different for this audit. But what might have been a little bit different is that we understand that each and every school here in the district means a lot to you. And so whereas normal sampling, we might be able to lean heavily towards some of your bigger entities like a CTC or something like that. We know that all your schools are important, so we made sure our sample was representative of the population, and that we tested at elementary schools, middle schools, all entities throughout the district. We did receipt testing, disbursement testing. We looked at fundraisers and internal controls at all of those. So I think it resulted in a really robust audit for your district and the schools. Moving into the financial statement reports themselves. So in addition to the financial statements, which you might be more familiar with, there's a couple reports that accompany those that we issue as part of the financial statements. So the first is our independent auditors report. That's mainly why we're here. That's where we issue our opinion over the financial statements. And there we issued an unmodified opinion. That's a clean opinion. That's the highest level of assurance that we can provide as auditors. So everything was great there. Next, as part of the district-wide entity, you qualify under government auditing standards. So there's a few additional requirements that we follow as far as internal controls. And in that report, the big takeaway there is no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies or no findings. So everything was good in those respects as well. Moving into the financial statements themselves, we'll start with the balance sheet. Balance sheet for internal accounts is very simple. It's almost always just cash, a few miscellaneous items. But so the takeaway there, about $4.5 million in cash, of which 4.3 is restricted for student activities on a going forward basis. So a really good position there. It's a little bit less when you spread it across all your schools, but when you think about student activities, most of those activities are funded by receipts that are raised for that specific activity. So any excess is a really good sign. If you didn't raise any more money for student activities, I think it's about 5 months that you could fund all student activities without any additional income. So that's a really great position for you. Moving forward into the income statement, really great sign here. So your revenues or receipts for student activities increased about $600,000 from about 8.8 million in the year prior to 9.4 in the current year. So really good number. What I really like to see about that is it was very robust as far as what leads to that. So it wasn't just athletics or some individual activity that really drew that increase. That was across the board as far as athletics, student activities, classes, all of that, with the exception of performing arts was down a little bit. But for the most part, it was a really robust increase across all activities, and most all schools increased as well. So really good increase in student activities across your district. Lastly, just want to touch on one note in the financial statements, is that more of a technical thing, but I did want to bring it up, is that last year and years prior, your audit was presented on the cash basis of accounting. This year it's being converted and it's being shown on the modified accrual basis of accounting. Basically, we just thought that that was more in line with best practices for school internal accounts. So all of the internal accounts that we do in our office are on the modified accrual basis. Governmental auditing standards, it's best practice to be on the modified accrual basis. And then, oh, there's one more. Yeah, district. Thank you, Tiffany. That's why it takes two of us. So the district's financial statements are on the modified accrual basis, and your school internal accounts get rolled up into that. So there was always a conversion that we were doing for the regular financial statement audit to incorporate those. And so now it just makes more sense. They flow a little bit easier into that. So that was one transition. Again, more of a technical thing, but it changes how things look. So I wanted to bring it to your attention. But that's it from me. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. But again, thank you very much for the opportunity to continue serving the district and now in this role as well.
Thank you, Mr. Hogan and team. Board, I am recommending acceptance of the financial statements and independent auditor's report ending June 30th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to accept the report of the independent audit for internal funds for the fiscal year ended June 30, 2025. Any board discussion?
I was going to say, I was really impressed that you were doing that all from memory, and I was checking your numbers as you went, and then you messed up at the end, so you kind of ruined it. So, no, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. And the motion passes.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you. Mr. Superintendent, the operational audit now.
This is the financial audit report conducted by the State of Florida Auditor General for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025. I am recommending acceptance of the financial audit report for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025.
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to accept the financial audit report for the year ending June 30, 2025. Any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. And the motion passes. Mr. Superintendent, we have the school boundary abeyance.
Per school board policy 5120, enrollment data at East and Sally Jones Elementary is reviewed annually to determine if the Sally Jones boundary should be held in abeyance for the 2026-2027 school year. The review concluded that families in East Elementary's City of Punta Gorda attendance zone may choose to attend Sally Jones Elementary. I am recommending approval to hold the Sally Jones Elementary School boundary in abeyance for the 2026-2027 school year.
So moved. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the school boundary in abeyance for the 2026-27 school year. Any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. And the motion passes. Mr. Superintendent, the school start and end times, please.
District Operations is requesting school board approval of the school start and end times. I'm recommending approval of the start and end times as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the school start and end times. Any board discussion?
Just for the people who didn't have the benefit of being at our workshop this morning, our staff did present that by far the vast majority of parents wanted to keep the school start and end times the same. And I am inclined to go with what the parents want.
Thank you, Ms. Amontri. Anyone else? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. And the motion passes. A lease agreement is next.
This is an amended and restated ground lease with Deep Creek Community Church. I'm recommending approval of the amended and restated ground lease as submitted.
So moved. Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the amended and restated ground lease. Any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. And the motion passes. The last item, Mr. Superintendent, the personnel action,
This is
please.
the personnel action, including supplements and job descriptions, and I am recommending approval of the personnel action as submitted.
So moved.
Second?
And thank you. We have a motion and a second to approve the personnel action as submitted. Any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. And the motion passes. Thank you. Ms. McKinley, any comments tonight?
Good night, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. Board, Reynolds, I'm sorry.
I am Kara Reynolds. It's nice to meet you. I've got a list of things to talk about, but I'm just going to pick a few. A lot's been happening in our schools the last few weeks since our last meeting. I'm going to talk about one of the things I did last week that was one of my favorite things I get to do, which is when you get into a school and get to read with kids. Peace River Elementary School hosted their Read Across America and invited us in to go read with students. And I got to read with 2 kindergarten classes, one of my favorite books called I'd Really Like to Eat a Child, and it's about an alligator who wants to eat a kid but doesn't end up eating a kid, obviously. And it's a book about making sure you get big and strong and healthy and all those things. It's great. But Mr. Cruz, who is the media specialist there, is the one who invited us in, and it was so much fun to get to read with him because he was acting out the book as I was reading it, and those kids were really engaged. And it was just a great experience. So glad to be there and spend some time with those kiddos. We've got spring break starting in a few days. Not sure if everyone's counting down or not. We are in my house. Looking forward to that. So I wish everyone a great spring break, time to rest and recharge and come back ready to finish off the school year. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kara Reynolds. Mr. Seeger?
Just as always, the ability to watch our young people perform before we have a meeting just adds so much to what we have the opportunity to do. And it gives you a feel-good feeling about knowing the difference that we make by making sure the arts are still a vibrant part of what we do here in Charlotte County. Other than that, unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the reading or Neil Armstrong. My apologies to both, but my health has not been the best as of late. But with that, the art in the hall also was excellent. And everybody, please rest, which I know you all will next week, because we've got to sprint to the finish line. So I want everybody here back, ready to go, because we all know what the goal is when we get back.
And thank you, Mr. Seeger. Vice Chair Atkinson, please.
Nothing this evening, sir.
All right, thank you. Ms. Montry?
No comments from me.
All right, I just want to say have a safe, relaxing break. I know that the countdown had begun probably right after winter break, maybe, but it's finally here, so have a great spring break and make sure it's a nice, relaxing, quiet one. Thank you. Mr. Superintendent?
I do have a few comments tonight, and I'd like to start by thanking Dr. McElroy for sitting in for me last month in board. I knew you would be in good hands. Dr. McElroy, as you all well know, is excellent, so thank you, Dr. McElroy, and thank you and your team for a wonderful presentation this morning in Priority 2. Next, board, you heard one presentation on our audit. You approved 2 audits tonight. Audits are a big deal. Audits are a way for us to show our tax-paying stakeholders that we are accountable for their money and that we accurately follow state statute. And although neither audit was perfect, they were both very, very good. And I would like to thank Marcus, you and your team, Janet, Scott. It is a collective effort, a team effort. Our schools, our internal accounts, and our departments were a part of those both audits. But they did a wonderful job, and they were led by you and your department, Mr. Allen. So thank you very much for all the hard work that you all have done to help guide our district and keep us the way we need to be. Next, this never gets old. So we were recognized a few weeks ago by the Military Heritage Museum for being their educational partner of the year. And so Donna Dunnicky is our point person for this, and she helped coordinate over 1,200 fifth grade students. And so not some of our fifth grade students, but all of our fifth grade students had the opportunity to go to the Military Museum on a field trip, and it's just absolutely wonderful. It is just fantastic to watch our elementary students interact with our veterans, and it is just as impressive to watch our veterans interact with our fifth grade students. It really is a win, win-win. It's a win for our students, it's a win for the museum, and it's a win for our community. So after this meeting, we will put this, we're running out of shelf space, but I will find a place for this, and all are welcome to come in and take a look at it. We're certainly proud of this recognition. And lastly, Board, if you look at my gray hair, the reason for this gray hair is in large part to our living within our values. It's a wonderful idea, but boy, oh boy, it is so challenging to select a winner. We had 84 nominations this month, and I appreciate all of those who are taking time to nominate our employees. We have wonderful employees. All 84 could be selected. They are making such a difference in our elementary schools, our middle schools, and in our high schools. But the lady who I selected this month, we've had several events, a Magnet Expo, we have our 8th grade career expo over the past month and a half. And whenever I see her, she always has this huge smile on her face, and she always has a group of students that are just huddled around her. And so when I saw the nomination, I thought, this is the lady. The lady's name is Rindy Welton, and Rindy is the career specialist at CTC, and she was nominated by Mr. James South, who was the automotive teacher at CTC. And here's what the nomination read. Rindy Welton is a true champion and an unsung hero this school year at Charlotte Technical College. Her passion for helping students succeed throughout the district is unmatched, and she goes above and beyond to ensure every student not only finds the right program for them, but that they excel in that program. Rindy's positive attitude and willingness to help make her a joy to work with. She doesn't just support our school at CTC, she collaborates with every high school in the district to educate and place students in the right program and keep them on track to become program completers. Rindy's dedication and winning spirit make a real difference every day for so many. And so congratulations, Rindy, and thank you, Mr. James South, for the nomination. We will be at CTC tomorrow to recognize Rindy. And Board, like you all, I want to wish everybody a safe and productive and rejuvenating spring break. I will send out my message Friday, but for now, I wish everybody a very happy and safe spring break. And Mr. Chair, that concludes tonight's comments.
All right, thank you, Mr. Superintendent, and congratulations to Mrs. Welton.